Good afternoon, friends. I'd like to talk about being compassionate to others and having mercy and seeing the suffering around us and trying to help out where we can. And there's a story in the Bible about the Good Samaritan that helped the man on the street that was sitting outdoors homeless, and took him into the inn and paid for a night's board for him, or until he was better. So that was a good man. Jesus said, walk in the shoes of another and see life from their perspective, how they may be suffering, what they might be going through in their lives. So try to see through their eyes what their life might be like. And when you get the opportunity to help the less fortunate, try to do so if you're a compassionate person, and try to be thoughtful towards those people. Excuse me a second. So I can just give a couple of examples of myself, that's all. Because there's many different sorts of people that are suffering in this world, and sometimes we do have an opportunity to help them. And 2 weeks ago I was walking through town, and there's a homeless girl sat in a doorway, and I went into the shop. That she was between two shops, and I went into the shop that she was next to, and a police officer turned up when I was at the counter, and the woman said, we want to get rid of that girl because people are worried about her and we don't like her outside our shop, basically. And it's putting our customers off. And anyway, the police officer says she couldn't do nothing about her, she wasn't breaking the law. Anyway, I went out and I just sort of looked back at her, and I thought, shall I say something, shall I go and see her, talk to her or not? And I thought, no, maybe I'll go home and think about it and maybe talk to her another day if she's still there. And I got halfway home, my conscientiousness was playing havoc with me. Should I go back? Should I see if she's there? Should I try to help her? Anyway, I decided to go home, and my conscientiousness still played havoc with me because I've been in a homeless situation myself. So I ended up walking back into town in the rain and she'd gone, and anyway, I left it at that and come home. I was walking through town the next day, and there she was again, sat in the doorway. So I went over and spoke to her, and her mother had been put in prison, and she was only 20 years old, nowhere to live and anything. And I said, I knew about the hostel in Bognor, and said, have you tried there? And she'd been there, but they got no rooms for her. And I said, have you got any money? She said, got no benefits yet. So she'd applied for them. So she got no money. She was eating out of the bins in behind the shops, eating food out the bins, and she was sleeping in the local park at night, which wasn't the best place. So I gave her £10, and I went into town the next day. She was still there. I went and talked to her again, and she said she was getting her benefits this week on Wednesday, and which was good. And she'd actually found somewhere that didn't need a deposit on a room that she could rent, so the local government will pay for the room as well. So that was good, that she was being helped out and finally getting resolved. So hopefully sometime this week she'll be have a roof over her head, which would be a good thing. So try to think of people like that, and maybe spare them a few words or whatever you can, a bit of change, because she was obviously in a bad situation. Some people you say, well, I don't want to give them too much because I think they might go and spend it on drink or something. That's fair enough, but just try to see life from their point of view. I went to the local town next to this one today, and I was walking back to catch the bus, from about half-mile walk back to catch the bus, and I come across this guy in a invalidity, like a four-wheel buggy sort of thing, and it was running out of its battery, was running out, and he was going about half a mile per hour, gradually getting slower and slower. And I said, you're running out of battery? And he said, yeah, I thought I could get to the shop and back. And so I said, it's alright, I'll push you home. And we went down some private estate, sort of a housing estate, and I pushed him about a quarter of a mile home in the boiling hot weather, and I was working up a good sweat doing that. So I got him home, and he said, thanks so much, not many people would ever stop and do that for me. He said, I'll buy you a drink, and I said, no, I don't want nothing for it. So I just left him at his front door, and got lost coming out of the estate, couldn't find my way out for a few minutes, but got out in the end, and managed to get home. So that was the end of a good day. So, you know, maybe be thoughtful to others sometimes. So bless you. Thank you for watching. And this is my new widescreen video camera that I'm testing out today. Have a good day. Blessings, Shep.